somewhere along the road, you sometimes meet a person or an animal who completely changes your journey. For us, that happened at a truck stop in Oregon. We had stopped for a short break when a skinny cat suddenly appeared beside our truck. He didn't act like a frightened stray. Instead, he walked straight towards us, rubbed against our legs, and looked up as if he had already decided we were the people he wanted. We called him Odie. At that moment, we had no idea how important he would become. Odie had no collar, and nobody around the truck stop seemed to know where he came from. He was clearly hungry and had probably been alone for quite some time. We tried asking other drivers about him, hoping maybe someone would recognize him. Nobody did. Then my husband looked at me and said something very simple. We can't leave him here. So we opened the truck and let Odie come inside. We thought we were only going to help him temporarily. Maybe we would keep him safe until we found him another home. But Odie seemed to have completely different ideas. He walked around the truck, investigated everything, and quickly made himself comfortable. Even our dogs accepted him almost immediately. There was no long adjustment period. Odie simply acted like he had always belonged with us. Within a very short time, we realized something. We hadn't rescued a cat who wanted a temporary place to stay. We had picked up a cat who wanted a family. Odie also adapted surprisingly well to life on the road. Every morning while we prepared for another trip, he would be already sitting near the dashboard. He would stare through the windshield at the road ahead. Sometimes he looked so serious that we joked he was checking whether we were ready. "Odie, are we leaving?" He always seemed ready before we were. Once the truck started moving, Odie knew exactly where he was supposed to be. He stayed in his spot and never distracted the driver. We taught him the rules early on, and he understood them better than we expected. But his favorite part of traveling wasn't simply watching the road. Odie was extremely curious about everything outside. Sometimes while we were driving, he would suddenly rush toward the window and stare intently at something. At first, we didn't always understand what had caught his attention. Then we'd look outside, and there it was. A deer, a fox, or some other animal moving near the road. Odie seemed to notice wildlife before any of us did. He became our little lookout. Whenever he suddenly became interested in something outside, we knew we should probably take a look. As the weeks passed, Odie's place in our lives became more obvious. Nobody talked about finding him another home. Nobody called him temporary. He was simply Odie, our cat, our traveling companion, our family. Sometimes I think about how strange that is. We never planned to have a cat on the road. We never searched for one. He simply appeared at the exact moment when we were there to find him. And somehow, everything worked. Odie learned our daily routine. He knew when it was time to leave. He knew when we were stopping. He knew where everyone would be. At rest areas, he would often walk around and check in on us. He'd rub against our legs, make a few little sounds, and then settle nearby. It was almost like he was asking if everything was okay. During long stretches of driving, he became much quieter. He would find a comfortable spot, curl up, and fall asleep. Sometimes I would look over and see him sleeping peacefully while the highway continued for miles ahead. There was something comforting about knowing that he felt safe enough to sleep through the journey. When we stopped for the night, Odie liked to explore. He would step outside, sniff the air, look around, and investigate the area. But he never went far. He always stayed close to us. That was another thing that showed how much he trusted us. He didn't need to be told where his family was. He already knew. People sometimes tell us that cats aren't meant for life on the road, but when they see Odie, they understand why we don't agree. He fits into our routine perfectly. The changing scenery doesn't bother him. The sound of the truck doesn't bother him. Long journeys don't seem to bother him either. He actually seems to enjoy being part of the adventure. Sometimes he sits by the window and watches the landscape disappear behind us. Other times, he sleeps while we drive, and occasionally, he becomes our little wildlife detector again. Every trip is a little different because Odie is there. I often think about that day in Oregon. It was just another stop. We could have stretched our legs, climbed back into the truck, and continued driving. If that had happened, we might never have known Odie. But instead, a lonely cat walked towards us. We stopped, and he changed everything. He didn't just find a place inside our truck, he found a family, and we found a friend. Now, whenever we're getting ready to leave, Odie is usually already waiting near the front. He watches us prepare everything as if he's the one organizing the trip. I look at him and smile. All right, boss, ready for another adventure? And there he is, our little road king, the skinny stray who walked up to us at a truck stop and somehow became one of the most important members of our family. I still can't believe how much one unexpected encounter changed our lives, but I'm incredibly grateful we stopped that day. Because now, wherever the road takes us, Odie will be there. Not as a passenger, not as a stray we rescued, but as our family, our companion, and the little cat who made every journey feel like home. If Odie's story touched your heart, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel for more touching and inspiring animal stories.